secret to perfectly cooked potatoes, you ask? Well, Science Sam is here with the mind-blowing science behind some of our favorite Thanksgiving ingredients. Hey, Sam.
Hey, Mary.
How's it going?
So good.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so I love food science.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like you're taking it to the next level today.
We have to.
Yeah.
And especially with one of my favorite vegetables, the potato.
The potato. I hear it's not only delicious, but it can be electrifying.
Oh, absolutely, Mary.
Yeah.
We're going to take it back and do one of the most classic science experiments, using a potato as a battery to light a mini light bulb.
Okay.
So we got 3 potatoes here, and I've started to hook them up in a really simple circuit.
Okay.
But the important thing to note, the potatoes on their own, you know, when we eat them and we metabolize them, they give us energy. But they're not a power source outside of our body.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So we got to add something special. These 2 metals, we have 1 zinc and 1 copper. And now I've added 1 of each to each potato.
Okay.
And what happens here when you add those metals in, do you know potatoes are slightly acidic?
I did not know that.
Right? They
Yeah.
don't taste acidic.
No.
But the acidity of the potato causes a reaction, a chemical reaction with these 2 metals. You get an exchange of electrons going from zinc to copper, zinc to copper, zinc to copper, and you connect these last ones together. I'll let you do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I think we should dim the lights
Dim the
first.
lights.
Let's get a little romantic in here.
Right?
Okay.
People say close the lights, but when you close the circuit, the light actually goes on.
Ooh, did you see that? Look, off, on,
Yeah!
off. Can you tell? Now I'm gonna go on one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah!
That's a thrill. That's a thrill. Let's bring the lights, house lights back up. I've never said that before.
You can experiment at home. You can boil the potatoes, mix it around. It's a fun experiment for everyone.
That is, now do you have to have 3 potatoes for this?
I like it with 3 just to make that light nice and bright, but you can try it with 1.
Okay, very cool. Oh my gosh, potatoes, energy
Right?
and also light bulbs.
Yeah, and
okay.
delicious.
Yeah. All right, next up we're talking still potatoes. What are we doing over here?
Yeah, we're gonna stop playing with the potatoes now. I'm gonna give you some science-backed tips to cook the potatoes to the perfect consistency.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but the key to using science for your potatoes is starch. So Mary, I'm actually gonna could you cut this lemon in half and this potato in half for me?
Okay.
So starch is really the key, whether you like light and fluffy mashed potatoes or really smooth and creamy. Starch really is the thing you gotta pay attention to.
Okay.
So now I just happen to have some iodine lying around my house.
Just
as,
some casual.
as a scientist does.
Yeah.
Now I wanna show you starch. Okay, you hear about it a lot. In a lemon, this iodine, nothing happens when I add it to that lemon.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no starch in lemon. But now when I add the iodine to the potato, we're gonna start to see, give it a second.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see how it's turning this really like inky, bluish black color?
Ooh.
The iodine is staining the starch molecules.
Yeah.
And you can see there's a lot of it. It gets quite dark pretty fast. Look how dark that little spot
That's
is.
so goopy.
So there's a ton of starch in potatoes. Moral of the story, the lesson there is using that starch to get the potatoes the way you want them.
Okay.
So let's move over here. Let's say, do you like light and fluffy or creamy mash? What do you
I'm
wanna start
more of a creamy gal.
Okay.
But you're a light and fluffy, aren't you?
Yeah, let's go with yours first.
Okay, cool.
So if you like creamy mashed potatoes, you can start boiling your potatoes whole.
Yeah.
Right? And I've heard you say this before, Mary. There is a tip to how to boil them, okay?
Yes.
So what we're gonna do here, I have 2 potatoes. One, I added the potato before the water started boiling.
Okay.
So water cold. And one I added once the water was boiling.
Okay.
Can you go ahead and cut those?
Perfect.
In half.
Oh, I can already tell you what's happening. I feel like you didn't even have to lay it.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So you always say, put the potatoes in from when the water is cold, and I'm gonna show you why. See this one that was added from cold? It's nicely cooked all the way through.
Yeah.
Whereas the one, I think maybe those ones will
These
work
ones
better.
show it a little bit more.
Yeah, this one's oxidized a bit, so it's more dramatic. The one where we added it when the water was cold cooks all the way through nice and evenly.
Yeah.
When you add it just to boiling water, you start to get the center, like, it doesn't cook right.
This is raw.
Yeah.
This is overcooked. This is raw.
Yeah, and then to get the inside cooked, you're overcooking the whole thing. This gets all mushy. You're not gonna get creamy potatoes, you're gonna get gluey potatoes.
Yes.
Too much starch will come out with that much heat, and that's not the right
So
consistency.
you're just giving science fact to the thing that I tell everybody all the time.
You say it, but here's the reason why.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right?
Now, what if you're looking for those light and fluffies?
Yeah, this is my kind of thing. So you want to dice the potatoes before you boil them, and you're going to rinse them before and after boiling.
Okay.
So here's why. So here are my diced potatoes, and you add them to the. You're going to be rinsing this, but I'm just adding it to a bowl. You can already start to see
murky,
how cloudy.
Yeah.
How cloudy that gets. That's your starch.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to prove it to you. We have our iodine again. I'm going to take a little sample. Of that starch water. And add it to my iodine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's already getting a little mucky.
Yeah, you don't want to do this at home, but you can see It's like slow. You really gotta go close.
The color, oh yeah, gross.
Yeah, you can
like
see
the
those,
color difference.
Yeah, look at the color difference. You can see those really tiny specks of the iodine. That's all the starch in there. You want to rinse that off. And then after you boil those potatoes, you're gonna actually rinse them again because for light and fluffy, you don't want starch. You want them to stay nice and pillowy like a cloud.
Okay.
So get rid of the starch.
Okay, I love that.
Right?
Sam, that was absolutely amazing. Who doesn't love a potato every once in a while? Thank you
Right?
so much. Potato science with Science Sam. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.